Hey team.
Hey.
Hey. I have a Jandy cartridge filter on my pool, and I've had the original filters for 2 years. I've cleaned them 3 times for the past 2 years with a garden hose sprayer. I ordered some Pleatco replacement filters the same size for my system. My original filters would keep the pressure gauge between 10 and 20 psi even when really dirty. After I replaced them with the Pleatco brand, the pressure gauge stays at 25 to 30. Is this any cause for concern? Can you install them upside down or backwards accidentally?
So yes, sometimes in rare occasion, a filter can be installed upside down and not work quite as it's supposed to. Although typically not. It may very well be that the material that the Pleatco cartridge is made out of is a denser material and it requires the pump more to push harder to get the water through it. I would say 25 to 30 pounds is not unacceptable. It's not ideal. I mean, 10 to 20 would be a much better range. But I think as long as you're getting the cleanliness, you're getting it to clean, I wouldn't be too afraid with the pressure having gone up. As much as it seems like it's crazy how much it's gone up, it doesn't require that much better of a material, a fabric, and likely the fabric in the Pleatco cartridge is a tighter weave, which just means it's doing better filtration. If you were starting at 40 or 45 or 50 pounds of pressure, I'd say, whoa, huge problem. 25 to 30, not unacceptable. It's going to also depend on the size of the pump that you have. You know, the bigger pump is trying to push harder. When it's trying to push harder, it's just increasing pressure. So I think you're probably okay. I think it's just that's the material. If you looked at it microscopically side by side, you're going to see that Pleatco cartridge is probably more dense than the original cartridge that came with the filter.
Well, one more question just to check is when you turn the system off, does your pressure gauge go all the way to 0? And when those filters are clean, do you get a reading? And then as they get dirty, do you get a reading? As long as your pressure gauge is responding appropriately, then likely what Al said is true. The pressure gauge, though, could be failing, and you would know that if you turn it off and the pressure gauge only goes down to 10 or something like that. That's a faulty pressure gauge, which it's okay if you continue using it. If it's faulty, you just have to be aware of what it's telling you.
That you're starting 10 pounds higher than your starting point. But it's a great thing that we don't express enough to people that you have to look at a starting pressure from system off, not just a starting pressure from when it's running and clean, because we found that way more than I'm willing to admit. Over the years in service, we've found that all the time, that you shut a pump off and the pressure only goes down to 10. Well, of course it's starting at 25 when it used to start at 15. So it's something worth checking.